Fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit or receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Okay, you're in the top 10. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Tyre condition still looking good. Yellow flag. Okay, clear. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. And gap to the car in front, 7.6 seconds. Behind starting to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it. Understood. Stopping this lap. That's it, go, go, go. Your late turning meant we had a slower than planned pit stop, I'm afraid. Past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
fighting it really. I mean, yeah, there's just no point. We've already seen his move from half a lap ago. It wasn't exactly like it was tactical. He was just chuck it down the inside, so I knew if I was to defend or anything, he would still go for it. And there's no point anyway. I knew his car was good. Yeah, I went into this day actually feeling pretty under the weather, I won't lie. I felt quite ill. And it just so happened to be the most intensive day in terms of track time, and intensive day in terms of temperature. It was really, really tough. A really tough day physically and mentally, and I was losing weight quicker than I'd ever done in my life. Usually when I go up on the scales for my weighted events, I can pretty much predict what weight I'd be before, what weight I'd be after my races. But after this, I mean, even after the match races, and that's just 2 quali laps, I was losing a decent amount of weight, literally going on the scales at 90.0, 90.1, so very close to being underweight. But we were on the weight, luckily. I've never got that wrong, always been correct on weight. And this was a really tough day. Probably didn't help that I was quite ill and didn't really want to eat too much either. But we're through past Michael, a nice little undercut there. But obviously we had the power to power through. This driver ahead definitely will be looking to get past Ramon. I was pointing at my pedal there. There's a decent delay on the throttle, and yeah, it meant I couldn't go on the power. Couldn't go on the power as soon as I would have liked. Just cards. And here we go again. We've been able to catch up to these two in about half a lap. And I'm not really looking to make any moves right now. As you see, Ramon's car's pretty bottom end strong. Mine was a bit better once you got up to speed and you were focusing more on straight line speed. As there's a lot of battling going up ahead as well. And sure enough, if those people keep on battling, we will catch up. This race was, I want to say, 45 minutes long. I think it may have been 45 minutes long. It was really, really long, especially in the sunshine. My God, it was very difficult, and again, everything was just more difficult for me because of having to lug my weights around after every qualifying lap. Having to do all of it while being ill as well. It just was not a good day for me. But I tried to not distract. And I think we've been driving somewhat okay in this race so far, albeit early days. And yeah, the point is, the aim is really just to catch up to this group ahead now and decide what we're going to do on strategy. As though it was different in this race, you had to make 2 stops. There's no 1 stop. So 2 stops now, so you can kind of play around with the strategy a little bit more. I think Ramon's just checking where I am, especially as we'll probably look to pit out of it because it's a bit chaotic, and yeah, we're going to be costing ourselves time otherwise. And there's 2 stops anyway, so even if you feel like you could have pitted at a better time the first time around, you still got that second time. And then in front of Ramon here we have Vika Schlez, who has got to be one of the best junior drivers out there. I believe he won the junior category as well for this event, so he knew what he was doing. Still got a few drivers behind us, but definitely more drivers in front than behind. Vika goes in pits, so that leaves Ramon and I, and a little bit of gap to try and catch up George and the other driver in white and blue. As you can see, they're on the dirt now, side by side, getting aggressive for whatever reason. You know, there's still God knows how much time left in this race. Ruben goes for an undercut to go on this driver ahead. And Ramon gets by this driver in the white and blue. I would have liked to have followed through, but I couldn't. Also got this other driver here who would like to go past as well. And yeah, this driver in the white and blue was never patient. He always wanted to re-overtake. And I think that started to bother Ramon a little bit. I think Ramon wanted to pit and work together in pit, and I definitely agree that was a good idea, especially as we're now stuck in the trail. So I'm putting my hand up, warning those behind. And yeah, we're definitely going to pit this lap and work together that way. Obviously, both teams we're racing for are British, so we'll happily work together. So storming into the pits we go. In for our first stop. And coming out again. Be interested to see where we come out. So I'll let Ramon lead the way. Come out just behind Vika and Tobias. So yeah, definitely not short on talent. Ramon himself, a very talented driver. And now it's all about what we can do. And if we can just get through these drivers, or even get these drivers to help us pull us forwards, because who knows, some of these drivers might have pretty good cars, so if you stay in the tow, you'll get pulled quite far up the grid. So now I just needed to drive pretty close to Ramon so I could push him at pretty much every opportunity possible. Really close, and obviously you have to be careful in moments like this, because a slight tap on the rear, especially like corners like this, and really unsettles the cars, because the handling was just, I don't know, scared that way, where if it goes slightly wrong, it will go very wrong. There was not really any in between. If you're sliding wide, you are sliding very wide. It's just no way of catching the car in that sense, which really made it difficult. As we can see, it's quite a good kart pair up here to work together. He's got the bottom end, which helps me keep up. I've got the top end. Chaos in the pit lane on the right there. 4 drivers coming out, so yeah, we're still here in a good position, a goodish position. We're not last right now. And Ramon's gearing up this move into Tobias, and we're definitely looking to follow through. And yeah, that works for us. And we'll carry on as we were. Thanking Tobias if he cares about my thanks. And again, this is a good example here of a slight tap to Ramon. And what I realised with Ramon's car is he was definitely struggling for handling. Yeah, he just couldn't get the power down as soon as he would like, especially around around all the corners really, both right-handers and left-handers, especially long right-handers and left-handers. For hairpins he was fine. For anything that required more, he struggled. And yeah, we're staying nice and close, and we're working together, try and see if we can reel those ahead. It's a very long race in the bright sunshine. God, it would have been nice not to have had to wear a suit for this. Following along closely then. Difficult to gauge whether we are actually catching those ahead or not, but we are for sure trying. They both look to be driving quite fast ahead. As you can see, driving very, very close to Ramon, and unfortunately it can't always be perfect, I think Ramon slows a lot for that corner, and that will eventually is going to catch me out. But for now it was going well, but it was always going to... Yeah, well, it wasn't always going to, but I think with one of us struggling for handling, it was going to catch each other out at some point. And it doesn't really look like we're gaining on those ahead. As you can see, once the slipstream gets going, you can really gain a lot of speed and push that driver ahead. So by this point we're pretty settled. If anything, a bit of floppy driving from me. Just getting to that point in the week. We've done so many laps of this track now, you're very, very tired. Myself, I had to carry this 40 kg seat a number of times on the weighing scales, before match-up races, after every match race. It did all add up, and yeah, going into this corner here, I feel like I've braked at a good time, but Ramon seemed to just keep slowing and slowing and slowing. I've tapped the back of him, he slid everywhere, and it's cost us so much time. I'm obviously very sorry for that, but Ramon's keen to crack on with it. But obviously what that did do is not fill the drivers behind with much confidence, and it was always coming that Tobias was going to give it a go, and wanted to kind of just exchange positions, just to take the lead for a change. And that's always quite, especially with how I'm driving now, I mean, it's beyond rubbish. Just making mistakes, it's got to my head, which it doesn't usually do, but in this instance it did. I feel like I've been letting the side down a little bit. And sure enough, after that, Tobias thinks, you know, that's it. It's time to crack on. And with that, going into this next corner, he makes the move. Slides by. No point fighting it. It's actually a very common tactic in endurance racing, just to switch positions. Even when everything's okay with it, just to kind of like request the driver in front to swap. But you'll see this happen ahead in a moment with Tobias and Ramon. Going through this corner here now, and you'll see Ramon look behind. Tobias is keen to swap. Ramon points him through. Tobias feels like he's got the car that can lead the way a bit better. It's a good tactic. Unfortunately, we got to a point, and you're going to see shortly, where things are going to go downhill quite rapidly. I'll wait to see if you can notice. You may have noticed a little bit of that corner here. We're going into this corner. I just can't turn right on it. I'm understeering massively around right-handed. And as you can see, I didn't know if that was a flick or was a one-time thing, but you carry on for now. So you pretend you didn't see it happen. Keep up the concentration, going right perfectly. And as you can see, I just cannot turn right. Feels wrong, heart feels wrong. There is still a long time left in this race. If we look at the time now, it's still ages, like 25 minutes at least. And we are losing time quickly, and it's not looking good. I'm actually quite worried at this point. More so, I'm now starting to get oversteer on left handers and understeer on right handers. So obviously I don't know what's happened at this point. I didn't feel like I had any great impact that would have caused that to happen. And know that the curves are very violent on this track, but I am trying to turn right where to have the what obviously at the time what was going through my head. Well, track was bent, the tyre up come off. The last thing I was doing was the tyre to come off around the fast corner, smashing into the barriers. I just felt so mentally ill. My brain was fried at this point. It was very physical journey, very mental journey. Here we have very punching Sean Bryan coming past now. I pointed him to go through. I've just lost a stupid amount of time. I'm in that zone anyway far. Otherwise we were the top gun in Britain at the time before the car breakage. We were doing pretty well. But now it's a decline for us. Obviously I'm trying to get used to driving the car in this different way. Just so much understeer. And it just drags. Like while you're turning right, the car is just dragging in that position. It's slowing down a lot. Turning right as hard as I can. It's just not working. I'm just understeering off. And I knew something was wrong. At this point I'm thinking, do I retire? Do I just forget it? Because it's not fun, because it doesn't feel right. I'm not saying in the sense that I'm giving up. I'm obviously already in no man's land now by this point. I'm pretty ill. It's a cart that's broken. I'm losing positions that it won't move, it won't turn. There's a lot going through my mind after a very busy week. And not feeling 100%, so I decided to pit. Michael Hedge also decided to pit, and I'm still haven't decided at this point. Do I just stop, or do I press the spare? What should I do? And I didn't know what to do, and then I decided I'll carry on. But at least we've got the second stop done. I didn't want to carry on. I was thinking for a long time. Obviously, I was wondering what's happened there because he saw me get past him earlier in the race, and now I'm just falling back, and I just basically tell him turning right is a no-no in this cart, and away we go to carry on the race of misery for me. You wouldn't have thought that, would you? The bright sunshine in Portugal. It literally only just came out behind Ruben and the blue and white driver, so even after all that time loss we still came out ahead of them. Well, we saw it just behind them. You know, it was very cool to see where I would have been if that was not to happen. If this didn't happen, I would have been very cool to see where I would have finished. It would have been very cool. And even George Suarez was just a little bit further down the road. It's a shame. Because obviously you spend all week getting to this moment, getting to the final. And of course the carts at this point, they've gone through a lot of intensive, big intensive week. They've raced on every single truck, raced every day apart from one. And we move on to the last lap now because I tell you what, it was a very lonely race by that point. I had the leaders catch up to me and really lap me, but they decided to do their second stop, so I managed to avoid that. But here I was just driving around, doing my own thing, a bit of a Sunday drive really. I got used to the cart by this point, driving the way it had. Trying to look at the start-finish line to see the drivers crossing the line to finish. And sure enough it was John Dhabi who ended up winning everything. Winning overall. Obviously with the part of Harris not being great, he had some luck, but it was clear in the match races that he was still fastest of them all, and he very much deserved to win. He's definitely a deserving winner. And obviously Dennis Holler won the actual final race, but it was John Dhabi won it on points. And them two drivers were ahead of just in a different league compared to everyone else. Well, we're getting to these last few points now, last few points of the championship for me, for everyone, for the officials. And it was a tough week. It was really fun to race abroad, and I was really glad and really happy that I could record all of it. And I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I look forward to trying another race abroad again soon.
Zach Watson's gone round and Dante Dillon's down the order. Oh, it's off the road. Dante Dillon, one of the drivers involved. But Dante Dillon, in a key race, is down the order. Dante Dillon's down the order to probably about 18th place. It has not been the kind of day that Dante Dillon would have wanted here at Wilton Mill. This could be a key one in story round number 3. We're racing once again here at Wilton Mill. Seeger's trying to get involved as well there in the blue suit. Oh, it's off the road. Dante Dillon, one of the drivers involved. And was that Salvador Newman? Yes, it was, in the 147.
Position there as well, Andrew, at the inside of Ashley, who's now behind Dan
Seeger looks down the inside.
off they go, going to Christmas corner, but contact warning as well. First couple of corners, Zach Watson, I think, is the one who was spun around by there. Out onto the grass, 94. Got a very clear view of that, but he's got to make progress, especially with the likes of Massey and Dante coming through. Dante there on the inside, which is getting very scrappy. Dante needs a good result. And speaking of getting good results, Fraser gets one going into Christmas corner. A nice overtake on Hardman Ryan, who should fold in and follow him forward now. Be sure to know Dante will be coming through the field and will want to get as far up the road as possible. Dante now right behind him third, overtaking Owen Seeley in action.
Home warning as well for the 111 of James Ward. 2 minutes to go.
Four troubles for Hardman O'Brien. He's got a little outshake there on the exit of the first corner. I think you can see the position for Dante Dillon. He's understood that he's not got the run there. He's better off keeping this away cleanly and following Dante through the next couple of corners than he is fighting it and risk losing out to Owen Seeley.
Brunson takes P9 ahead of Dillon. Sergeant Grid has not reacted to the acceleration at all there. It's going to be a very good start for anyone who is on the onside of the grid.
includes Dante Dillon. Not a great first lap. We'll see them come down. Indeed, yeah, Nick Hutchinson loses a place. Dante Dillon loses a place. Not those two would have wanted, especially not Dante, having had that off earlier on in his first heat.
From race control, they've got their eyes right over the top of it all as Phil Holmes and Charlie Walmsley Ride get together. Phil Holmes cuts through the grass and will lose about 4, 5, or maybe even 6 positions for his troubles there, and will have dirt on his tyres for the braking zone of Ashby Corner. So the number 26 will lose positions at the end of this race. Dante Dillon, though, has been able to weave his way through the order. Didn't quite see how Dante did that, which probably means it was some very shrewd
So
driving.
Dante made a move for 6th and then saw the 2, 4th and 5th battling in front of him.
Nil. Eyes on the lights, away we go for 12 minutes, and it's a very good start for those on the pole side of the grid. Oliver Flashman did not get a good one there. Brunton will lead in the early stages, but he's under attack here, straight away from Andrew McWilliam. Thomas Northcott's trying to go around the outside there in the green helmet. Brunton has held the lead. McWilliam up to 2nd place. Good start as well for James Whittaker, who's up to 3rd. Down the hill into Ashby Corner. Oh, there's a spin in the background for Dan Seeger. I think Max Sheldon Hayward has caught out by that. Zach Watson's gone round, and Dante Dillon's down the order. Dante Dillon's down the order to probably about 18th place. It has not been the kind of day that Dante Dillon would have wanted here at Wilton Mill. Meanwhile, championship rivals Fraser Brunton, Andrew McWilliam, they lead with the dark horse of James Whittaker nearby in 3rd.
Yeah, a bit of chaos further back through the field, and it's still getting a bit argy-bargy in there. Dante Dillon narrowly avoided the grass coming down towards Ashby, but then afterwards was powerless to avoid it.
But it's quite a train forming behind the Cardiff University man. 2 30-minute races. Whittaker down the inside of Andrew McWilliam, and McWilliam on the grass, back onto the road. Lovelace nearly out of contention there as through will step Harrison Kirkham.
Had Anwar decided to do that in the heavyweight A final, it might have looked more like a forcing the driver wide, and it got him a better result.
For the driver in cart number 3, Harrison Kirkham in 2nd place has received an ABC bump and pass penalty. That is the end of the hopes for Harrison Kirkham to win this round of the lightweight sprints. What does he do now?
And there's a little tap of the code there on the exit corner for someone there in the top 10.
Charlie Foster.
Dante Dillon's making good progress. Back recovering from his detour onto the grass. What is that? 9th place now, I think. He's 10th last time round. I want to say he's a little higher than that. No, he isn't. He's still in 10th. Just looks close to the front because it's so tightly packed, this field. In 7th, and Thomas Northcote in 8th as well. They're all in this gaggle of carts here, or rather Flashman and Northcote. Ben Sanders as well, a little bit further behind, joined by Dante Dillon. So it's all to play for both podiums in this race.
4.86, and look at him now. He's all over the back of Fraser Brunton here with 4 1/4 minutes to go. This is very reminiscent of what we saw in the heavyweights earlier on today. The question is, can Lovelace find a way through? Brunton feels the need to defend. Lovelace looking to the outside. I wonder here as well, does Fraser Brunton try and play a tactic that we've seen a lot in UK karting so far this year? Back the field up, get more drivers involved, and hope they start fighting for second place. I think that's exactly what Fraser Brunton's trying to do. Harrison Kirkham is pointing forward to Sam Lovelace to say, no, you keep focused on the leader. I will hold here in third place. Fraser Brunton trying to back it all up, trying to get more drivers involved, cause a bit of chaos behind him, and then try and break away again. 3.5 minutes to go. This is a bold play from Fraser Brunton. It's a risky play, but I have seen it work several times so far this year.
I'd say you're on the money with that call, Andrew. It does seem to be what Fraser's doing. Harrison Kirkham seems to want to say, don't worry about that, Sam, you go get him. Fortunately, it's not solely up to him. Andrew McWilliam now looking to the inside, well, also has a say in that decision, and I hazard a guess that Andrew doesn't fancy playing the team game with a two in front of him as well, certainly not with a chasing pack right behind him of C2's hungry for a podium.
And there's been a change in the C2 lead. Jake Chapman, what a 17th birthday it would be if he could win in C2. He's there, 5th place on the road. No move yet from Sam Lovelace past Fraser Brunton, and again this is not Fraser Brunton's 100% speed, I can assure you of that. Again, Lovelace has got to try and work him off the racing line, get a slipstream or get them side by side, pod to pod for one of the braking zones. This could be an opportunity. As Harrison Kirkham's being shuffled down the order, Jake Chapman apologises there as here comes Lovelace again, and in comes Andrew McWilliam. Andrew McWilliam for second place. Lovelace fights in there, holds on to second place on the road. Kirkham's off on the grass, nearly rejoins right in front of the field. Ben Sanders is involved there as well in number 40. Thomas Northcott's going for a bit of rallycross this time out of Ashby Corner. So this is the tactic. Back everybody up. You know there's going to be attacks from further down in the top 10. The drivers such as your Flashmans, Dante Dillon, their eyes are going to go wide. They think they can get a podium. That's when you try and break away when you're the leader.
Dante's up to 5th. Andrew, he's very much the beneficiary of this Fraser caused chaos. And Lovelace to the inside of turn 1. Now he's going to force his way through there. Not sure it's worked out for him, but
I think it has.
Here we go, 3 abreast, going to Christmas corner.
It is indeed. It's now McWilliam on the inside. Brunton's going to throw it down the inside. There's contact between all three of them. Brunton retakes the lead. Whittaker now to second place. Dante Dillon is back in this for the race win. He was off the road on lap 1. Oliver Flashman's now to P4. It's possible that Sam Lovelace has missed his opportunity to end his Barron run since round 1 last year. As wide there with that Harrison Kirkham having contact with the tyres. Yes, it was. Harrison Kirkham's out of contention. Penalty for Lewis Martins as well for hitting the monster curb. There's going to be one more lap of this one of Jake Chapman. I don't think Jake Chapman had an option there of going through past Oliver Chapman. He was being
conditions look stable at the moment, no rain currently expected.
In the second half of the field, Thomas Northcott's out of contention as well. Fraser Brunton leads to... Fraser's got a penalty. ABC bumpered past Fraser Brunton, that's it. He can't win this race. James Whittaker is now in position. Could it be a C2 win at Wilton Mill? We saw this a few years ago. A great C2 performance from Peter Knight back in the day. It is the kind of circuit that can throw up a bit of a surprise result. James Whittaker, may not know it, is sat on a round victory, but Jake Chapman's still there as well. He could take the round victory if he could find a way through past James Whittaker into the last couple of corners. This has been a very dramatic, sometimes controversial final. As through steps Dante Dillon. Dante Dillon's going to win this race out of the final corner. Brunton takes it on the road but has a penalty, and Dante Dillon has one of the most remarkable victories he has ever had in Club 100. He was well down the order, on for a drop score on lap 1, and with a last corner overtake on 2 drivers through a part of the circuit that many say you can't overtake on anymore. Dante Dillon emerges as your round winner for round 3 of the Club 100 Lightweight Sprint Championships. Jacob Harris, I have been commentating on these races for quite a few years now. I don't think I've ever seen a final quite like that.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are trying out Silverstone Karting for the very first time. One of the very first to actually try this track. How very exciting. Thank you very much to Silverstone for inviting me to try out this track. Wait for it.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Still work in progress in terms of constructing stuff, so you may see certain elements of this video blurred out, construction, all that good stuff. You'll see the finished product further down the line.
Okay mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you go and check your MFD.
Talk about the track. What we're doing here, we have just done a practice session, 10-minute practice. There was no time, they still get to do that, which is fair enough. But yeah, ran a good start. I was very lucky to start with. It's a little bit unfair, but there we go.
Understood, copy that.
We've got a bunch of driving friends who are either good at driving or capture content, like myself, I like recording stuff. I'm using one of their cameras, okay, because I wasn't allowed to use my own on this occasion. Hopefully in the future. Yeah, at least we've got something. It might not have stabilisation, it may not have 4K, it may not have perspective.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Kind of an idea what this track is like, and at least I have something that I can show you. Otherwise, I'll be very upset. Yeah, so this actually took place.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
So that's why you see quite a lot of people dotted around watching. And saw lots of karters as well. So shout out to everyone who I saw that day. It's really good to see them. Everyone started gathering around when they saw some karts going around Silverstone. Very weird thing to think of. But yeah, this was great. You know, this track is very well built. Surface quality is very good. You can see we're off to an excellent start as well. And this is what I love. Trying different tracks out, trying to get good at them fast, trying to adapt quickly. I like to say that's a skill of mine. When you go abroad, you figure out that they're very good at that over there. But in this country, I feel very good at it here. I feel like I can, especially like all tracks really, indoor, outdoor, I feel like I can get up to speed quite fast. The more tracks you do, the better you get at doing that. I think I've probably done about 65 tracks now in total, both indoor and outdoor in this country. Yeah, it's a lot. So there's a lot of different types of corners I've done. Everything's just like a slow. Every corner I've done somewhere else, you know what I mean? Just thrown in a different way. But yeah, this section, flat out, well, there's a lot of flat out sections. I think that'd be a fair comment to make. I did get to invite Plus One, and I invited Sam Lovelace, who's a friend of mine.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
We races together as a team. We haven't done much recently, but we used to do it like every month. And he's in this, and I thought it'd be good to share the experience, if you like, with someone who I know very well. And I knew coming out the pit lane that he actually just shut off, so I was like, either I'm not going to use this, or his cars is good, or he's good and his car's good. And it turns out, obviously we know...
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
His car was slightly better, or at least that's what I thought. I guess we'll find out. But he is catching this, and that's not good. I thought I'm not driving too bad. Sam is still catching this. This is not good. You know, we want to win the first Silverstone Karting match, you know, so... But, you know, here I'm shaking my head, so I know he's coming. I can see how much he's catching. You know, I started in the front row. He was a few rows back from me. He's had to go through a few drivers, and he's coming. But let's talk about the track for a little bit. These curves you can see here, you can see I'm not really bothering them. They're high, so you don't really want to hit them. And quite, you know, little exit, the rumble strips, and if you get on it, it kind of, you get stuck out there a little bit, exactly like the PFI rumble strips, if you know that track or seen that track. Very similar concept. And I think that's good because it's a little bit of a deterrent for running wide or cutting the track. You can see because of this configuration, obviously this is not the full track, the full track at the time, but yeah, you can expect to maybe be doing one of these tracks if you were to visit. You can see, for example, this next corner here, there is no curve. And there's a lot of places where there's no curve here as well. And that's just because we're going through so many different like shortcuts and long cuts and just different sections of the track. I think it's fine the way it is. I don't think we really need to add curbs because you just have curbs in random spaces here. I'm very frustrated because I know Sam's coming for me, but at least it's going to make the better content. I do bounce up the curb a little bit there as well, so it's not good. Sam is coming, so but we won't be perfect all the time. You know, you can never get stressed out. Well, I'm going to be stressed out. This is just fun, but it would be nice to win. But I know Sam's coming at a ridiculous speed. So. Oh well.
I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate.
Sonys are my favourite karts to drive in terms of four-stroke karts. If you ask me a question, Dante, would you like to drive Bills? Would you like to drive Birrell? Sony? Also what? Rhino? Rhino? I would choose Sony every day of the week, which is very comfortable. You can adjust the karts massively in terms of your seating position, pedal position. So everyone can be comfortable in them. I like them. I also like the cockpit feel to them as well. Yeah, these ones have electric start, the electronic control, and different speed settings as well. So even though they are petrol, they can still take
Okay, go! Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
We are like one down from the top one. And these cars are still being running as well. They're still brand spanking new.
Okay, one stop to go. Just one stop left in this strategy.
Usually when you get new carts, so they're quite slow to begin, but then they can find literally seconds, you know, just from being running for over a duration of time, they do get faster. So I'm interested to see how fast it really gets here. Obviously it's not going to be anything unbelievable because this track naturally there are a lot of straights, it's very wide, which is really good. You see actually that the racing can be good. You can see just how responsive the front end is. You just have to be very, very elegant, very smooth. You've got to manage the slide, especially since this first one here is swimming a fair amount, very close to the turns, which I'm sure they will replace those turns for something else further down the line. But yeah, you can see here my hands are barely moving, just trying to manage the slide, not let it kick out too much. That sort of thing really. Sam is coming. That corner was a really good corner, that hairpin there, the elevation there. You can see Sam's coming. He's coming fast. He's coming very, very fast. And he's coming so fast, he's already passed me. That is mental. Slipstream, clearly very powerful for Sam. But now the big question is, can we...
Tyre condition still looking good.
You can see I'm trying to cling onto the back here. I think we're about to chuck the rope on the rear of this car and try and stay with him. But yeah, that's kind of the next question. Can we keep up? This is all for dramatic effect, by the way. This is just what we do. This is for fun. But yeah, this is going to be a good challenge, trying to keep up with Sam. You can see our lines are very, very different through this corner.
You're running low on ERS. Reminder that you can play around with ERS modes in the MFD, or lift sometimes and ease onto the brake pedal for some manual recharge.
I'm keeping it tighter where it seems to be a bit more settled. It's quite on edge to speed flat out through there, so I can imagine on the high speed setting when they're a little bit faster, whenever they get used a bit more. It's going to be proper on edge. Yeah, we're just trying to stay with, we're doing good around the corners. We know Sam knows how to drive, so we're relying on him to make errors as long as we stay with him. You can see through here, you know, we're doing okay. We've had slightly more quality there, but it's not a lot. And you can see he's not really leading me massively, you know, so I was surprised by that. I was thinking, right, okay, so he's just caught me a crazy notch. And getting the slipstream's working a little bit, it's not too bad. This is raceable. What I'm doing now is raceable. Obviously when gets a bit
Great
more
work.
proper,
That's a
the
new
run
fastest lap of the race.
Doing loads of free testing, cars are really close. But this is still relatively close. Like some people don't realise that rental cars, especially when you have the number of cars that they've got. I think they've got something like 55 cars. That's a lot to stay on top of. You know, especially, I think they're only sure even wear and tear and all that sort of thing, even engine wear, etc. That's a lot of cars. It can be difficult, especially at a track like this, but it's good that they are going to do a lot of free testing and stuff, because at this track you need it. Especially the sort of events that they'll probably be looking to run. You know, this is a proper facility here. Especially if you're ready to do the full track, which obviously we're not showcasing today, it will be very exciting. You can see the miles back from Sam here, but just doing the correct run, you can see he went so wide, he brushed against the wall, and we're all over him. So we can absolutely do it in this car. We can try and win the first ever Silverstone Kart World Prix, which doesn't have any time. As you can see, they've had the screens on the Sony wheels, so you can, I'm sure further down the line that will probably tell you the distance in front, behind, best lap, previous lap, whatever, something along those lines. And that would be really good for like race management, etc. So that's exciting. Obviously not going to be in place today, there's no timing, but that's definitely something to look forward to. What else? Well, first of all, I think these sticker kits look really cool as well. So the design, everything looks good. The team at Silverstone, they know what they're doing. It's going to be the proper setup. It's the most exciting thing to happen for rental cars in the UK. That's simple as that. For own karting, I'm not sure, but I think this track would be good for own karting. Don't get me wrong, especially with how much it opens up. But own karting already has so many good tracks already. Some not good tracks. But for rental karting, they don't really have this as much. If you think about Pier 5, their karts are, they're not close. They don't look to keep them even in that sense. If they work, great, they're used for racing, and that's fine, because Pier 5's main core is own karting. Silverstone here, there's a big focus on the corporate stuff, I think, from what it seems, but also on the competitive stuff. So, for people like me, who like to do the individual races, the team races, there's a lot to look forward to in that regard. Now you can see here we're trying to be as precise as possible to keep up with Sam, who's doing a great job. Again, it's the different lines here, and it's what makes the difference through there. And you can see going down the hill, I'm able to stick with relatively okay. So, being very dramatic earlier for no reason. You can see we caught around this corner as well. I like to take an earlier entrance. Sam likes to take a later apex there. I found that if you're able to turn it earlier and keep it steady, because obviously it's harder to keep it steady if you turn it earlier because of the way it's banked, then I found it to be fast. I'll do it. Yeah. The gap kind of staying the same.
Gap to your teammate behind, 22.7 seconds.
A little bit deep into that last corner. We get a small run on now. High beams out here. The yellow flag is out so close. We're very good drivers, but eventually someone made a mistake with the cone. But we're back racing now. We're so close to him that we'll probably run into him if we took our normal line. So we've had to just copy him basically. We look behind as Sam came to the right, suddenly presented an overtaking opportunity, and you can kind of sense that the race is not long left for this race, 15 minutes. You can see there I signalled to Sam, push me. There's the amount of people watching, he wants to put on the show, and I don't blame him. And he comes past here. Third place is just doing the corner that we've just done now. So we've got a little bit of a gap to kind of mess around and see if we can battle each other, see if we can win the Grand Prix of Silverstone karting. But yeah, in terms of, would I recommend...
You're lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up.
Stupid question. It's a high-speed track. The cars are proper. It feels proper. The setup feels good. It's feels comfortable. It's in Silverstone, so you can say you've been to Silverstone. It felt weird to turn up to Silverstone with my karting gear. It felt strange to me. Obviously, I've never driven on their track, but it felt weird. It was like the biggest car park you'd ever been to, obviously. But I'm sure Silverstone karting will probably get their own car park. Otherwise, it's been you can see here, I'm getting frustrated. I think Sam's clearly around the outside, but Again, being over dramatic for no reason, because we were able to just hold him tight around the outside. This track is good for racing, you know, because of the slipstream and stuff like that. It kind of always keeps you in the battle. And you see, even though he caught up to us so fast, that slipstream was just about good enough for us to stay in the fight. And there isn't long left. You can see that we were defending on that previous corner. You couldn't see it, but I actually got a little gap. So now I've got a little space. You can see here, I'm trying to be as perfect as possible, really, really smooth, as close as we can to those high curves. And again, taking the lines that I want to take, you can see there, I think that's the fastest way for the moment. That felt fastest to me. Down here, just keeping it in a straight line, not struggling with speed, then going very, very smooth. But Sam, we're on our bumper here, so we're trying to defend. He's still right outside. We come back on the outside, open up the corner, and we're going to lift off a little bit, keep him to the right hand side. Some sneaky driving here, but it's all fair. I thought I was safe into this corner, but Sam sticks his nose in, and he's going to lean on us again as well. And I don't know yet, but we're about to go to the last lap of this race. He's still there, he's still trying to pressurise him. He then dips to the outside, but I don't have enough time to dip all the way to the outside. I've gone in a bit deep, and Sam has uncut me here. Look, already past me again. This is good. Like, this is really raceable against each other. Like, it's difficult to defend because it's so wide. The driver behind has so much space to play with. This is really good.
Nice move. Keep going.
Like a big train that pan out a track like this. I reckon you could get 2 wide, 3 wide in some places, and everyone would be able to get so much space. You can see that track there is available. You can see us stare at the marshal there, so let's see is he get this checkered flag in, because I feel the end of the race was close. My instinct was right, but I didn't do anything about it. As you can see here, Sam's done. And we're going to finish second, and Sam's going to win Silverstone, the first one. Congratulations to him. I enjoyed it, I loved it. I'm upset that I lost, but I thought it was great fun. I'd do it all again. I could have done that for a lot longer.
You're in the top 10 now, keep it up.
Much faster task, much faster setup than this. The fact that you can race it very close, not getting away, moving in the battle was really, really good. You can see there, waving to the fans, blowing them kisses. We got a racing opportunity. I really, really enjoyed it. You can see the track is right next to the Silverstone Museum there as well. There's a lot going on in Silverstone. I haven't been there once before to watch a manual qualifying session. But yeah, we're back in the pit lane now, which I'm sure will get built up properly closer to the opening date. But for now, some parts on the track, and I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great battle with my teammate. I could have gone on for a lot longer. I really enjoyed the challenge. Yeah, I'm very excited for Silverstone to open properly, to see what else they run. And we're going to end this video with a few photos. There's Sam on the start line, there's me, we were just racing there. We even got to stay and watch the rest of the Silverstone Festival, watching some cars and tracks. And again, massive shout out to the guys who done the Silverstone party for allowing us to do that. We celebrated and went to some drinks as well, some cocktails later that evening. But yeah, what a day. Thank you very much to Silverstone for getting this sorted for us. Thank you very much to you for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am for Silverstone.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. Green flag.
To round 4 aboard the 2023 Miltech Sport Cup. We joined myself, Alex Goldfit, and Henry Godet, our co-commentator this weekend. There has been a few changes afoot since yesterday afternoon's race. First of all, we have to give a shout out to the grandstand just behind us over at Clairville at turn 1. Look at that, packed, which is great to see. It's full to the rafters, but also there has been a little bit of a slight spittle of rain over the course of, but it hasn't done much to dampen the enthusiasm of the fans, nor the enthusiasm of the drivers. But the biggest changes came afoot. Now, anyone that might remember the ding-dong battle that happened between Max Edmondson and Will Redford. After much deliberation, multiple disciplinary hearings with race control, Max Edmondson has been excluded, which means that, yes, so there was a possibility of 2 drivers being disqualified. It was only 1, but there's also further ramifications. That means that Max Edmondson, Henry Godet, starts from the back of the grid, so Ryan Bensley picks up the win. It's still close in the championship. Jack Harding and Morgan Bailey are now the amended top 3 finishers. Louis Capitoli got a 5-place grid penalty, but he has got 3 penalty points on his licence, which means
3 places further back, which meant that it's actually Alex Kite who started, finished 10th, who started from pole position. Capitoli's back to 13th.
Yeah, so we're not that long away from getting this second 15-minute race in the way, but we do have the opportunity to speak to some drivers. And first of all, we're going to have a chat. Let's collar Jackson White. All good. Now, Henry told me about this, so if we want to point the camera, bottom left corner of the windshield, this way up. Now, Henry has already told some very sound advice, but would you like to tell the folks at home, in a shorter, condensed version, what happened to mitigate that on the windshield?
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
First turn, the back end come round, just contested on the last session on Friday. The back end come round, so it sent me into the field.
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to give a positive delta here. Slow down and maintain a positive delta.
It just spun. So as it spun back round, that's where you thought the trouble is. So I'm looking around, making sure. As it comes straight again, it was fine. Literally, the V-box said it was like 27 mile an hour, I think. So absolutely nothing. Just started to go back round then to get onto the track, and there's a ditch across the field.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
And a few of the lads went out, and the front went over and the back hit it, and it just went up, like a seesaw, and it was up dead straight, and it rocked, and I thought it was going to drop back on the wheel, but it didn't, and it went over. So, well, yeah, and then literally, it's a weird experience for myself, and I was upside down, I was like, oh. So I was thinking, I need to undo the harness, and I realised, well, when you undo that, jump on your head. So I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, did it, hit me head. I was jumped out of the roll cage at the time though, I was so like, what has actually just happened? Because obviously you've done the main bit where you think it's damaged, and then you just seen it, I was just like...
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending, wait for the greens. Okay, off we go, back into the race. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Which is Wilson's, so that was a very big learning experience. So you've done that, and that has kept you on terra firma, all 4 wheels on the tarmac, hasn't it?
Yeah, this week, well, I'd say that testing, I decided to go in the gravel and just see how deep that was, but no, we're doing alright. We had a few little bits on the first race, but everything's learning, and it's, as I say to myself, I'm pretty new to racing, so everything, every lap's just a massive learning curve. And with these boys, they're not messing, they're good lads, they're really good, so you're in the right place to learn to drive a car, really, aren't you, I think, with these guys here, they know how to race, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll let you get on, so good luck out there, Jackson. Henry, I know that you want to say something about Will Redford's car.
Yeah, we get the take the job. Hello to Jackson's family. So, Danny Hobson, due to start second. If you have a little look, that car, the bonnet he's having issues there. He's touching goal and he's going to make the race. Will Redford. Okay. Owen Hillman in car number 70 for the Pro Alloys team. His race car, the engine wouldn't fire yesterday. So So luckily they bought a spare shell. So they got a spare car. Owen Hillman's been up in the spare car. Will Redford, we saw him wipe his car off at the end of race 1 yesterday. He has put his race engine into Owen Hillman's original chassis. The engine wouldn't work in Owen Hillman's car, but everything else did. So he has got Owen Hillman's original race chassis with Will Redford's race engine in it. But I think we need to go and ask and see about Danny Hunt.
I'll leave that one to you, so take it away, Mr. Dad.
Okay, no problem. So we're going to quickly go and ask. Okay, a big congratulations to Alex Kite to start with. Let's have a look. It looks stressful. Danny Hobson is due to start second. The bonnet's been up. There's been lots of running about coming on. It's obviously it's illusion. Dare I ask what the potential? Sorry, Danny, I know it's a bad time. What's the problem?
It just seemed to be having a misfire issue. Should have been regular at 4 instead of 8.
Okay, so you're going to get in the car. Good luck. Hopefully it gets fixed.
I don't think it will. A while ago.
It's going to be an interesting run down the middle to turn 1. Regardless, our pole sitter, Alex Kite, he's already in the car. But Alex, I'm going to go to join Scott Woodward in the commentary box. Drama before the start of the Silicon.
And you said misfire. Misfire. Oh dear. Right. So 2 litre. So the thing is, right. We're going to try and see. I've already caught up with this young man, Mr. Kite. How's about that then? Top 10 finish puts you on reverse grid pole for round 4. How are you feeling? You're going to have everyone challenging you today.
Well, I've got a bit of a mood sweep in this car up, so I think we're going to enjoy it. Should be a good fun. Make a break and keep it clean. That's the main thing. Try and get it at home.
I mean, it's good to start off the weekend. Okay, qualifying was a little bit touch and go, but to get P10 after what transpired yesterday, those clouds, I have to say, must be putting a little bit of the fear of God into you right now, because with that little sprinkle of weather, do you think that is going to stay away, or are you hoping that might come into play possibly?
I don't think it'll stay away ideally, but if it comes to, I'm not that bad in the wet, so we should be able to make something out of it. There was a little bit of running on Friday morning in the wet, so yeah, either way, we'll take it as it comes.
Brilliant, Alex, go get him. Have a good one out there. Our reverse top 10 grid poleman, Alex Kite, with number 97 from Pro Alloys Racing. They are starting the engines. The misfire. Misfire can happen due to a multitude of factors. Spark plug, HD leads that are directly connected to the spark plug, so it's the firing order of the engine itself. So you've got 4 spark plugs that help with regards to the fuel combustion in the chambers and the cylinders, so the pistons will be going up and down like the proverbial yo-yo. These cars, these EP3s, rev to 8,500 RPM. So if that car makes it onto the grid, bonnet is down. So they might have been able to, if they get that started up, that sounds good to me. Brilliant, okay, thumbs up.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Our pole sitter for the reverse top 10 grid here at Croft. It's round 4, 2023, Miltech Sport Civic Cup. 15 minutes, we have 8 laps of racing. Alex Kite has got a target on his back. Max Edmondson, more than likely, is going to come charging through the field. You've got a lot of people who are going to be competitive. Alistair Camp, earlier on this weekend, noticed that his rear bumper was off after qualification. Don't know if we might be able to. Let's see if we can grab a quick word with Alistair, if we can. Alistair, just quickly, how are you feeling? I mean, I noticed the rear bumper was off after quali, but race 1, feeling good?
Yeah, feeling alright. We should give a pace, and we've got our finger on it, but Michael Chris, Ricky Mason, has done a fantastic job. We keep listening in, and we know we should be there, but we're not at the minute, but we're going to give it our all now. So it's not sorted this time, we have to go back over the team, so it'll be fine.
Okay, brilliant, Alistair, go get him. Right, okay, that's it from here in the holding area. It's round 4, 2023, Miltech Sport Civic Cup, 15 minutes. So join Scott Woodward and Henry Baudet in the commentary box after this short commercial
No
break.
tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. good work. Great pass. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Going to be Alex Pike on pole position on his own on the front row of the grid. Watch both Dan Thackeray and Alison Camp in the second row of the grid. And also likes of Harvey Kate, Sam Kirkpatrick, and Morgan Bailey and Jack Harding. Race 1 winner Bensley and Max Emerson from the back of the grid. 15 minutes of Civic Cup action coming up next. Grid marks will come on any second now.
looking under a very short red light up. And Alex Michael was for the first corner. The answer is going to be, we'll find out in a second. It's a good start for the kite initially, and also with that clear spot, here comes that back to the outside line. It's a lightly different back, but he pulled them right down to the there. It's a start one on around the outside there. Well, you race it that way. They start to hold steady to the back of the right. That was the around Anthony Gannon gets going once again, but apart from that, and apart from Dave Buki entering stage right for the runoff area, everyone appears to got through pretty much clean and safely down towards the tower for the first time.
Move going into tower. That's Harvey Caton up the inside of 45. Oh, and got problems. That's Panetu and Capozzoli in the war, Scott.
Yeah, that's down at Tower Bend. Both of them got together, and I think there was a bit of a conversation this morning about taking it steady in race number 2 after yesterday. But I think one or two drivers actually rather dog-eared that car. Anthony Gannon's car, well, not dog-eared, but its right rear suspension is certainly bent and damaged. That's still going to go no further. There was a bit of a conversation about what happened a tiny bit to make sure that we're a bit more sort of as we should be on track. But it looks as though, unfortunately, going no further.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
It's going to be Alex Pike on pole position, the one down on the front row of the grid. Watch the race down the back row and Alex Camp in the second row of the grid. And also likes Harvey Caton, Sam Kirkpatrick and Morgan Bailey.
Confirm you're okay, please. okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Okay, that was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Big one. Confirm you're okay, please. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
It's going to be Alex Pike on pole position on his own on the front row of the grid. Watch the race down the back row and Alex Cap on the second row of the grid.
okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Cup. It'll be Alex Pike on pole position at Montone on the front row of the grid. Watch the race down the back row and Alex Camp in the second row of the grid. And also likes Harvey Kate, Sam Kirkpatrick, and Morgan Bailey and Jack Harding. Race 1 winner Bensley and Max Emerson from the back of the grid. 15 minutes of Civic Cup action coming up next. Red lights will come on any second now. Beginning under operation, red lights up. And Alex Pike will sprint to the first corner. The answer is going to be, we'll find out in a second. It's a good start for Pike initially. And also with that clear spot, here comes Dan Thacker to the outside line. It's a lightning get on the back. All them red right now to the there. It's a start from the around the outside there. But the racing that way.
Getting the sauce for us. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am. Cocktails later party for allowing us to do that. We celebrated the white sauce with drinks as well as some cocktails later that evening. But yeah, whatever. Thank you very much to Silverstone for Silverstone.
And Henry Gondet, our co-commentator for this week. Nor the enthusiasm of the drivers.
7 mile an hour. I experienced myself, I need to undo the harness, and then realised, well, we're going to do that jump on your head. So I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, did it, hit me head, jumped out. I'm like, oh, it's a real experience for myself, and I was upside down, I was like, oh, so I was thinking, I need to undo the harness, and then realised, well, we're going to do that jump on your head. So I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, did it, hit me head, jumped out of the roll cage. At the time though, I was just so like, what has actually just happened? Because obviously you've done the main bit where you think it's damaged, and then you get out and just sit in, so I was just like...
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending, wait for the greens. Okay, off we go, back into the race. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Which is Wilson, so that was a very big level this week. So you've done that, and that has been kept you on terra firma, all 4 wheels on the tarmac, hasn't it?
Yeah, this week, well, I'd say that testing, I decided to go in the gravel and just see how deep that was, but no, we're doing alright. We had a few little bits on the first race, but everything's learning, and it's still the same to myself, and I'm new to racing, so everything, every lap's just a massive learning curve. And with these boys, they're not messing, but they're good lads, they're really good, so you're in the right place to learn to drive a car, really, aren't you? I think with these guys here, they know how to race, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll let you get on, so good luck out there, Jackson. Henry, I know that you want to say something about Will Redford's car.
Yeah, we take the job at Old Jack's family. So, Danny Hobson, due to start second. If you have a little look, that car, the bonnet is he's having issues there. He's touch and go and he's going to make the race. Will Redford, okay. Owen Hillman in car number 70 for the Pro Alloys team. His race car, the engine wouldn't fire yesterday, so luckily they bought a spare shell. So they got a spare car. Owen Hillman's been up in the spare car. Will Redford, we saw him run his car off at the end of race 1 yesterday. He has put his race engine into Owen Hillman's original chassis. The engine wouldn't work in Owen Hillman's car, but everything else did. So he has got Owen Hillman's original race chassis with Will Redford's race engine in it. But I think we need to go and ask and see if Danny Hobson.
I'll leave that one to you, so take it away, Mr. Gondet.
Okay, no problem. So we're going to quickly go and ask. Okay, a big congratulations to Alex Kite to start with. Let's have a look now. It looks stressful. Danny Hobson is due to start second. The bonnet's been up. There's been lots of running about coming on. It's obviously it's erosion. Dare I ask what the potential? Sorry, Danny, I know it's a bad time. What's the problem?
It just seemed to be having a misfire issue. Should be in red limit 4 instead of 8.
Okay, so we're going to get in the car. Good luck. Hopefully it gets fixed.
I don't think it will.
It's going to be an interesting run down the road to turn 1. Regardless, our pole sitter, Alex Kite, he's already in the car. But Alex, I'm going to go to join Scott Woodward in the commentary box. Drama before the start of the Civic.
And you said misfire. Misfire, oh dear, right. So 2 litre. So the thing is, we're going to try and see. I've already caught up with this young man, Mr. Kite. How's about that then? Top 10 finish puts you on reverse grid pole for round 4. How are you feeling? You're going to have everyone challenging you today.
Yeah, I got a bit of a mood sweep in this car, but I think we're doing okay. It should be a good fun. Make a break and keep it clean for the main thing and try and get it on home.
I mean, it's good to start off the weekend. Okay, qualifying was a little bit touch and go, but to get P10 after what transpired yesterday, those clouds, I have to say, must be putting a little bit of the fear of God into you right now, because we've had a little sprinkle of weather. Do you think that is going to stay away, or are you hoping that might come into play possibly?
I don't think it'll stay away ideally, but if it comes to, I'm not that bad in the wet, so we should be able